Good evening, teacher. I have some problem with my presentation and try to deliver my video explaining the Padlet. Well, the English initial levels and teaching language teaching, that was the first activity. In this activity was centered on examining diverse English teaching approach, including the objectives, instructional styles, and frameworks like the CFFR. It emphasizes English methodologies such as English as a second language, English for a specific purpose, and English for academic purpose. What did I learn? I gained insight into how English teaching adjusts to various contexts and goals, including professional, academic, and everyday application. The CFR framework provides a clear understanding of language proficiency in progression from basic to advanced levels. What problem did I face when developing the activity task? A major challenge was organizing the extensive information into a clear and structured format. How did I overcome the problems? To overcome this challenge, I organized the pedagogical approach and educational levels into which allow for a easy comparison of the objectives and methods. For example, I developed a table summarizing the CFR levels and the skill learners can achieve at each stage. In the second task, listening theory, introduction of listening, the task activity. This activity was focused in the essential role of listening comprehension in language learning and teaching. It was emphasized that listening comprehension is a fundamental skill that supports speaking, reading, and writing. The assignment emphasized a structured approach to listening activities. What did I learn? I discovered that listening is an active, multifaceted process that involves employing a variety of strategies and phases. For example, top-down processing relies on prior knowledge and context to interpret meaning, while bottom-up processing focuses on understanding individual sounds, words, and phrase. What problems did I face? One of the main challenges I faced was to organize the extensive and detailed information on listening theories, process, and strategies into a concise and coherent format without omitting key details. To overcome this challenge, use several strategies. First, divide the task into a smaller section, focus on one element, learner profile or listening strategies at a time. This approach helped me manage to complexity and allowed me to develop each part. For task number 3, it was listening strategy. For this activity, the task involved designing a comparison chart to analyze two listening strategies, top-down and listening and bottom-up listening. In chart, we describe each strategy, explaining their focus, and gave real-life examples to demonstrate how they work. The activity aimed to deepen our understanding of these strategies and the applications. I learned how to apply top-down and bottom strategies in real-life situations. For instance, I now understand that top-down helps me interpret general ideas by using my background knowledge, while bottom-up allows me to catch specific detail by focusing on the structure of the message. One of the problems or difficulties differentiating between the two strategies initially, because both involve listening and comprehension. It was challenging to identify when I was using top-down versus bottom-up. How I overcome this? To overcome this problem, I watched parts of the video and wrote down examples provided to compare and contrast the strategies. I also practice identify these strategies in real-life conversation. For the midterm, that was for listening. This activity consists of designing a complete lesson plan to teach at a specific topic to 9th grade students with A2 English level. Had to take into account their age, interest, and language skill to create an engaging and educational 90-minute session. The plan focused on introduction to concept of human right and responsibilities, integrating vocabulary practice, listening, comprehension, and interactive activities such as discussion and presentations. What did I learn? This assignment taught me how to create an effective and structured lesson plan that combine language learning with a meaningful topics such as human rights. What problem did I face when developing the activity? The first problem I faced knowing what to put in each space of the lesson plan, how to set clear objectives, how did I overcome the problem I faced when developing the activity, to overcome the challenge of deciding what to include in each section of the lesson and plan, setting clear objectives. I began reviewing the A2 language proficiency. For task number 4, the activity developed. This activity was developed focused on the analysis of video showing a strategy to improve oral and pronunciation skills in English at different learning levels. Practical techniques such as starting with survival English, practicing in front of a mirror, a role-playing exercise to increase confidence and reduce self-doubt were shown. What did I learn from this activity? I learned that developing fluency in English involved a range of strategy tailored to individual needs of learning preference. For example, practicing in front of a mirror builds self-confidence. What problem did I face? One of the main challenges was to condense the extensive information in the videos into clear, concise summaries without forgetting any important details. To solve this problem, I approached the task systematically. I rewatched a key section of the video to ensure that it had accurately captured the essential point and used bullet points and graphics to organize the information more effectively. For task number 5, speaking theory, this activity required reading and analyzing information present on page 43 to 63, which provide information on effective language teaching, practice, and the role of conversation in the classroom. The material explored communicated language teaching, focusing on the emphasis of real-life communications. I learned that classroom conversation is crucial for developing critical thinking, confidence, and fluence in language learners. One of the main problems was analyzing the large amount of information and breaking it down into manageable part. And I overcome this activity to address this challenge. I took systematic approach. I began to carefully reading through the material, highlighting key concepts and topics such as CLT, language learning difference, and activity design principles. For task number 6, the finger playing charades. This was to investigate and understand 2 interactive pedagogical strategy, finger plays and charades. I learned how finger playing helps students vocabulary through reading, repetition, and gesture, which promote recall and comprehensions. The most difficult part was finding the detailed information about the steps in each activity and the course in which they are most effective. How did I overcome? I overcome this challenge by consulting multiple sources and synthesizing the information to create a clear step-by-step implementation in both activities. And finally, for the midterm 2, I designed 60-minute lesson for 9th grade students. I structured the session with a clear progression, including activities like matching right to corresponding dotted, practicing vocabulary, and creating sentence. I learned that incorporating creative activities enhances student engagement and helps simplify complex ideas such as the relation between rights and responsibility. A significant challenge was ensuring the activities were age appropriate and suitable for student A2 language level. And to address the challenge of ensuring the activity were suitable for student age and language level, I carefully select samples for charade activities that were both simple and relevant for their proficiency.